Top of the morning. Hollywood Hustlers was good. Back here for another video. Show y'all this one right here. The 2016 Dodge Dart that I got from Copart. Now it definitely didn't look like this when I went and picked it up. Probably had it for about a month now. Definitely needed some cleaning up. But from what I got it now, from what I got it from to where I got it now, she definitely looks a whole lot better. This has got the 2.0 engine in it. It's a 4-banger. So it's a 4-cylinder. What was it? It was minor dents and scratches when I bought it. Clean title, run and drive. Now when I bought it, what did I do? We used the Yukon to go pick it up. This was another Copart, the last Copart win that I got. I think I told y'all in the last video what I had to do with this. Picked it up, transmission was gone, had to put a new transmission in it. I'm a little too deep in money into it now, so I'm gonna be keeping this for a while, turn it into a workhorse. With that being said, use this to go pick up this, and no problems at all. The Yukon gave me no trouble at all going to pick up the Dart. We got a U-Haul car hauling trailer to go pick up the Dart because we don't have a car hauler yet. Car hauler, car trailer, whatever you want to call it. I don't have one yet, but that's on the books. It's coming soon. Definitely gonna need it if we're gonna be flipping these cars and stuff. Anyway, let me talk more about the car. Belt was squeaking when I first got it, so we had to replace the belt. What else did I notice? The brakes were completely gone out of it. When I was diagnosing everything and looking at it, I think it was the, can't really see it back here, but it was the rubber brake hose. Can't see it back there. Let's see if I can focus a little bit. That was just running this motor. Can't really see it, but if you see that little piece right there, it was the rubber brake hose back there. You can see that I had to replace. It had a little split in it, and it was leaking all the brake fluid out. All the brake fluid was completely gone. So I had to get all new DOT3 brake fluid. Put the all new brake fluid inside of the car, bleed the brakes, replace that tube so it would stop leaking brake fluid. Only reason I knew that was because the coolant reservoir was completely empty. I filled it up, filled the brake reservoir up, and came back out on a good morning like this, and coolant, brake fluid was everywhere all on the ground. So we had to go from there to figure out what was going on with that. But fixed that split in the brake line. What else was wrong with it? Changed the serpentine belt, stopped that squeak that was happening when I first started it up and brought it home. What else did we do? Mechanical wise. So whenever the AC was running, the coolant reservoir tank, I think I got all that stuff in the trunk. I'll kind of explain more of that. The coolant reservoir tank was not, wrong keys. The coolant reservoir tank was not holding coolant, the pressure, because the coolant tank top was completely broken or something. It was just broken. After I ordered a new one and got a new one in, it definitely needed a new top or a whole new coolant reservoir tank. Pop this trunk. It don't like to work sometimes.
Information Network, the Supreme Court actually
See that? 139,982 on the clock. It was really nasty on the inside, but I cleaned it up, made it look real nice. Threw this steering wheel cover on here. I like the white Dodge with thread. It matches the car pretty decent. It's a little dirty down there, but what wouldn't it be? Getting in and out driving is gonna be. You can definitely tell the difference from over here and over here. There's nobody been in here like that. So got to add these Husky liners, these off-brand WeatherTech Husky liners in here because I think it's under this floor mat. The carpet is just worn out pretty bad. It's got a couple holes under there, so I bought these just to kind of save the rest of the floor mat just underneath it because it was pretty bad. I cleaned the seats real good, and I had the kids in here, and got some smoothie drink on there, so I'm gonna clean that up later on today. So it's not gonna be so hot today. Got plenty of room in the back seat. Cleaned it up real good. It smelled like 7 pounds of freaking black ice Christmas tree air fresheners in here. That's because it was 7 pounds of that air freshener in the under the seat. Air fresheners everywhere, so finally got the car from smelling like black ice. It could definitely use a little bit more detailing and cleaning under here and then here a little bit, but I'm not too worried about that. Got the WeatherTech liners back here. A little dirty from letting the kids sit back here and eat when I was taking it for a little test drive, but I'm gonna clean it out some more later on today. What else? Morning. What else? Is this broken? I didn't even notice it's not broken. The top, the ceiling could use a little touch up. I might get something to clean it up, some tough stuff, clean it up, wipe it down real good later on today. Because I need to take it out and drive it a little bit more. Make sure everything is everything with this thing. There goes the... All right. Other phone died. Had to go get this phone, this camera. But, like I was saying, I need to go blow my nose is what I need to do. But you can see how old in yellow this coolant reservoir was. It was worn out. It's probably the OEM. This coolant reservoir cap was broken. That piece is broken off into there. So, I mean, I tried to pull it out of there so you can tell how much more it was broken. And just, it was ready. It was definitely time for me to replace it. So after I replaced that, no more coolant issues leaking. And that wasn't the only issue because of the coolant leak. Not only was it leaking out of the top because the pressure wasn't holding. As you can see, it's at least 21 PSI. So the coolant will shoot out of here, and also the water pump on this car was messed up because that's where it was leaking at. So, because I know it wasn't leaking all the coolant out of the reservoir, so when I got underneath the car and checked it out, it was definitely the water pump. So that's what we did. We replaced the water pump. Tune up, got a new air filter in there. This one was pretty nasty. Whoever had it before me definitely wasn't taking care of the car. This looks like an OEM, baby. Get this out of here. Show y'all what this filter is looking like. Look at that. Oil and stuff in it. It was nasty. It was bad compared to the one that I just put in there, so make sure you guys keeping your air filters clean. Here is, let's see if I can open this up without getting my hands super dirty. Here is that brake line I was talking about. Where is it? See that split right there? It's horrible. It was just letting all of the brake fluid out on the ground. Something just simple like that, didn't even know it, man. It was leaking all of that brake fluid. And Never want to let your brake reservoir get completely empty because you'll be there forever trying to bleed the brakes. Tune up on the car. Look at these Sparkies. Look at these Sparkies. Look at these spark plugs, man. This one had a little oil on it. One of them did. They were all tore up. Pinky man going by. Look at these spark plugs. Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. But new spark plugs, new air filter. Got that rubber brake line done. Got the new serpentine belt put on. Always keep your old serpentine belt. You never know if you'll need a backup. Check these out. Oh man. So these, I'd say, are half the lug nuts off this car. These are the lock nuts, supposedly, that, you know, you gotta have a whole different size to get these off. But look at these. Look at these things. You see that hole right there? That come from me, or maybe the previous person, because when I first was doing it and I was trying to change the brake line, I had to take these off. Excuse me. I had to take these off, and I mean, you can just see that just completely wasted these things, and then put them in the vice grip, and then took an extension and then beat it down to get it out of the socket, created this hole. With that being said, I know there's another one. Look at these dents in it. Look at these dents. See that hole? That hole was already there before I did this. I didn't start noticing that somebody else had the same problem trying to take those nuts off before I did. Luckily, the stores in stock around here had them in stock. Totally too expensive if you ask me, but $2 a piece, $2 for each one, and I had to at least get, what, I bought 8 one time, and then I bought another 5, so I bought plenty of them, because they needed it. You can tell, it's just rusted and nasty looking, but those have been replaced. I had to change the, sorry for the wind, let me get this stuff back in here. All right, what else did we do? Coolant, serpentine belt, air filter, spark plugs, new lug nuts, new brake line, rubber tubing brake line, garbage. Here's the waterless car wash. I keep on here on hand on deck just in case it gets a little dirty, because we are trying to sell this thing and turn a profit. Look at that. How you get that in there? How does that go in there? Get that in there. That's ugly. There we go. Probably clean this up a little bit more later on today after a little test drive. All of the tires on this car were completely whooped and worn. So I had to go get a decent used set of tires from a pretty good tire shop around from the neighborhood I grew up in. As you can see, pretty much all these rims are scuffed up pretty bad. I was gonna take the old grinder and try to grind them down a little bit and save face for these wheels, because they're nice for Dodge Dart 17-inch wheels. I mean, this is probably the worst rim out of all of them. I don't think the other ones are that bad. Yeah, I don't know who was driving it last, or how they was just whipping up to the side or whatever, but they whooped these wheels up. But what else was wrong with this thing? I think I had to change the headlights on this side. Had to change the headlight. It wasn't too bad. Luckily, Dodge gives you a little access port right here that you can take out and get in there. The brake light is kind of wonky, because the parking light on this side supposedly doesn't work. When the car is running, the parking lights are on automatically, and they both work. The blinker works. It's just, I guess when you're driving it at night, because I drove it at night one time, the parking light kept saying that it was out. So probably needs to be changed soon. I know the little Dodge emblem that was right here is gone. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Probably could just order a new one and pop it right in. I'll let whoever decides they want to buy this car do that. Could use a little trim update. Front bumper got some rock chips all over it, but all in all, it's a real good car. Let me pop the hood for you. As you look under here, give you a start up. Pop this hood. See the 2.0 was the VVT, variable valve timing or something like that. See the new water coolant reservoir tank I got in here. It's holding coolant like the way it's supposed to be. Cap is tight the way it's supposed to be. Engine intake cover is clean. I'm gonna probably get in here and clean up this some more, just to make it look real good, you know, because you want to sell nice looking cars, good running cars. You see the battery is still pretty new, so we don't need to replace it. What else did I do? Changed the oil, so it's got good oil pressure, got good oil in it. All the spark plugs, 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. So change those, and let me start it up real quick. Got this one key. Doesn't have the buttons. I was gonna order a new key for it, still might, but this key works just fine. No lights on the dash. Quarter tank of gas. Cold start, so she idling a little high, but give it about 30 seconds, it'll come down. But yeah, man, 2016 Dodge Dart Copart, man. Clean as a whistle. Now it's a really good car for anybody who decides they want to have it. Just graduated high school, just graduated college. You ain't trying to go out here and spend all that money on one of these pre-owned joints from the dealership. Come holler at Hollywood Hustle, man. We'll get you right. Did most of the work. I did all this work myself. I ain't gonna say most of the work. I did all this work myself. Got all the way down in there to get that water pump out of there. Nah, shout out to the old lady, man. Shout out to the wife, because she the one who helped me get this belt on there. Without her, I wouldn't have been able to push that, that belt tensioner back and then get that belt on down at the bottom. Because instead of going and taking out the engine mount and moving all that out of the way and mounting up the engine and then trying to get back there to the water pump, I seen a video on YouTube that basically shows you can take this wheel off on the passenger side, jack it up a little bit, and then get underneath the car to get to that water pump or any of these type of pulley joints that are going to be a little difficult to get to. Take that plastic and stuff off. Should be easy to get to. So it wasn't too difficult for me. I didn't record any of it because I'm my own crew. I'm a one-man crew, so I'll try to work on these cars as much as I can by myself or with the help of my wife. When my son get old enough, he'll be helping me. Remember I told you I filled up the brake fluid, so it's braking good now. All in all, man, this car is a good car. It's running good, no leaks, running like a sewing machine. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, it does have whatever little damage right here. I don't know how it happened or what happened to it, but I try my best to kind of cover it up with some white paint, because I don't have the tools nor the know-how to be able to pull this dent out. But that dent does not stop this car from doing its thing. It runs nice. It's fast. It's a fun little car. I like it. And I wish I could keep all the cars that I buy and fix up, but it's not what they're for. Anyway, appreciate y'all rocking with me, rolling with me. If you haven't already, man, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. More bills to come, more videos to come, more content to come on these cars that I'm flipping. I'm already looking at my next Copart win, so stay with me, man. I appreciate everybody rocking with me on these videos. Say it again. Hollywood hustle. We're gonna go out here and try to get this money. Provide some people with some nice cars, man. Because, sheesh, look at it. Look at that thing. Running. Probably can't even hear it on the video. Clean, white. Wish I had the money to tint the windows. It'd be nice. But there it is, man. Like, comment, subscribe. More videos to come. Let's get it.